10 years of IT experience, and out of that one I'm having around 7 years of SAP experience. I'm an SAP certified SAP BWBI this one consultant, and also have experience on just working on the support migrations and implementation, and like SAP BW and HANA migrations, and have diverse experience handling the client, domestic as well as international. And actually I'm based in Mumbai, and I just it's give it's a training to corporate level, and I'm associated with this one JSV IT Solutions, and from last couple of years. Shrikant, I just want to know about yourself, so that whatever I'm giving the presentation about what exactly I just want to know your knowledge in SAP and all. So can you just brief me about yourself?
In SAP, I'm Shrikant. I'm native to Hubballi, Karnataka. I've also lived in Hyderabad, and I've done my bachelor's in business admin, and which was way long ago. And then after coming here, I basically worked for hotels and stuff, but never worked in IT. So I do have last year. I did have actually training on SAP SD module, but after that, I've never pursued it either. And so this time I actually came to a location where they provide training placement along with accommodation. So I just thought I should take it seriously this time and pursue something.
All right, means you have some training on SAP module. So are you looking for exactly what
Yeah, SAP SD module.
All right. Got it.
Well, is it okay? This one is BI, BW the same?
No, Shrikant, actually in SAP, like if you are aware of that one, there are technical as well as the functional modules. So your SD, like sales and distribution, comes as a functional module, like FICO is there, MM is there,
right.
AP. So SD is also, and the BI, like BW, is a business warehouse. It is an ETL tool. Like it is being used. It is a techno-functional kind of. What we do is in the BW, we extract the data from the source system, that is ECC. Means where in ECC, like you are aware of that one SAP system.
By using extraction tools for data mining.
Yeah, data mining extraction tool, correct. So it extracts the data from the source system, like your sales model, like sales and distribution models, MM models, FICU models, and it brings to the this one ETL, like to the BW. BW is your OLAP system. Like it is online application processing, analytical processing, I mean to say. So why it is being used is stores BW is a separate server which stores historical data. Whereas your SAP, like R3 is your OLTP, this online transactional this one processing. It uses as that system, where your transactional data is being processed in the SAP, like in R3. That data it contains in the table, and that tables holds particular amount of data. If you just want to have historical data, means huge amount of data and all that one, then you need to just have it as a data mining. It is a storage place. So where that BW comes in the picture.
So basically, this is used. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was wondering. So this is basically used for showing a representation, pictographs or different pictures or something like that.
Yeah. In the like three means the transactional. This your system is having limitations. Limitations means like the reports where ABAP reports and the standard reports in R3, like in your source system, it two-dimensional. Like it will be like in the table form. All right. But in the BW, we have that one multi-dimensional. Why it is multi-dimensional means like you can have like any sales order is there. If you want to see, a manager wants to see how many sales order has been converted into the invoices, so that invoices will be in your FI model. So in different aspects or the dimensions in the BW, we can see the reports. That's why it is called as the intelligence. Like all historical data will be there in the your BW system. It will store there, and if you just want to have a manager, want to have a user like to see the historical data, and he wants to see in different aspect what is like my last 5 years, last 10 years data, how many my this particular this product miss item was there, and how many sales order miss it's being it was attached to and it was sent. So these kind of all the reports and these kind of intelligence we can have in the BW, like business warehouse, where
And
business is a separate server which can be any, it can be on the based on HANA database, it can be on Oracle, it can be a DB2. So any database, it will have its own separate database, and it will fetch all the data from the source system. It can be from the SAP R3, it can be non-SAP systems like Oracle, SQL, or any other the data is on. It can fetch the data from Excel sheets, from Tally, any systems which gives you the the data in the tabular formats. It fetches that one in the BW, brings that one, and it can it do the modeling in that one. What exactly, like if you're aware of that one, in the sales and distribution, it is have different tables are there. So in that table you have fields. So here in BW you have the fields, but it is called as a different info objects. So the standard info objects, like fields are available in the BW. You do not have to create that one. You can create custom also as per the requirement. Info objects you have to create. That is a minute building block. Actually, I'm just giving you BW. Actually, I was supposed to give the directly HANA, but I'm just giving an overview what is exactly BW, so you can have miss clarity. Miss, if you're having a background of SD, so what is BW? I'm just trying to explain you so that you can decide like if your future miss you just think that one scope is good in BW, or it is up to you miss where you want. BW is like an
and
ET. And here, why BW? I'm just giving an example. Analytics, like the analytics will be the future. It's like it will be. So you should know all the. If you just want to go for analytics in the BM, SAP analytics, it can be that is a source system, can be like anything. And BW, what is an ETL tool, that is. And if you're just thinking, you are done SD, and you're functional from your background, and you just want to stick to the SD related model, so that is up to you. Like if you just want to go for in SD, if you're aware of that one, then S4 HANA is there, which is having a logistic, simple logistic module is there, which is being a newly added advanced version of sales and distribution. Yes, Shrikant, go ahead, Vincent. You
I have
can
a couple
ask
of
me.
questions to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. So SAP BW and BI are interchangeably used, right? The words because of the versions. Is that true?
Yeah.
Or are they totally different? BI and BW.
It is like version based. They are, you can say that when they are totally different. And like in the BW7, after 7.4 version, BO, like business objects, that is also called
Okay.
as a BI. Sometimes which is some confusion to understanding the nomenclature they are
So it's
given. Like
a totally different module than BI, BW, and BO are the same.
no, it's BW and BO. BO is also
Okay.
called as a BI.
So SAP HANA is by itself just a database, right? It's not a module of its own. Is it true?
Yeah, SAP HANA is your database, as well as it is your hardware,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a kind of all together is different. Like the traditional, if you just say only the database, it is also true. It is a
Mm-hmm.
basically an app, it's an application,
Platform.
and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
if
what's the difference between SAP HANA, on HANA, and for HANA? What exactly is the difference?
I didn't get, it's like an SAP on HANA.
Yeah, what is SAP on HANA and SAP for HANA?
Yeah, these are two, like SAP on HANA means like you're having already SAP database is there,
Mm,
any non-HANA database. On that one you are going to migrate. So
mm,
that is your SAP on HANA, means on HANA database.
and
SAP for so
yeah,
that will be your the package you're directly implementing just buying from the SAP like
okay,
that.
SAP BW for HANA. If there is a job that says a description as SAP BW for HANA, so is that does that mean you retrieve the data from HANA from BW on HANA?
Yeah, BW on HANA means like already your customer is having a BW server and he wants to migrate to the HANA. So that is
Okay.
BW on HANA, and BW for HANA is like for B4 HANA. It is also called as a B4 HANA. That is a new means like in a new product. It's a new launch. It is a packaged. You do not
Mm,
have to just migrate or do anything. It will be ready-madely available based on HANA. You do not have to just in the BW on HANA you have to optimize manually the info cubes, the DSOs and multi providers. These things you have to manually that in BW for HANA. It's a
mm,
pre-packaged. Everything is being optimized in the HANA level, and everything you just have to just install that one. You have to implement.
oh,
That's all.
nice. Thank you so much for clarifying.
And anything means like you are aware of HANA technology, how it works. What is the difference between HANA and the non-HANA databases or the non-HANA
Is a ECC
software?
Enterprise Central Component, uh, is that like a three-tier, is that the one?
Yeah,
Something
that is through
figures
that
about?
architecture. I will explain you that one. What exactly in ECC, like SAP ECC, it's in your ERP. Fine, it's a SAP
Right,
ERP, and it is three-tier architecture. So it will be your application level, your presentation,
and
application,
data.
and database level. All the three means this the tier will be there.
Right.
So in HANA, what this technology came, it is technology is not only of the software. You cannot implement or just install this HANA to on any platform. You have to buy the hardware for it. The
Oh,
hardware is a different kind of server than this one. It will have a Trex the engine. Why Trex? It is being used by the Google, where your
mm,
Trex engine searches faster. It's
mm-hmm.
something 100 times faster than the ordinary this one ECC systems. And why it is in HANA you will have the hardware means it will be cores will be there, means you will have the RAM. So here in our traditional laptops, in the desktops, you will have something called RAM is there, 8
Oh,
GB RAM, and you have 100 GB a hard disk. So what
right.
happens when you just run any application? So what happens? The RAM is being utilized, and it fetches that from the hard disk. This one. So it is, and when you just for fetching the first time, it comes in the RAM, and
Mm-hmm.
it just creates a cached memory. And for some limited period of time or something else comes out, it will be there. So HANA
Mm-hmm.
is based on that in-memory technology. What
Mm,
in-memory technology? It fetches the data from the hard, it's like hard disk first time, and it store in the RAM only.
mm,
And the RAM is not your 8 GB, it will be 100 GB depending on the customer's requirement, what kind of a database image this customer is having, around 250 GB, 400. So these are the blades are available in the core blades in the HANA hardware. According to the customer's requirement database, we just recommend that one, and in the addition we can also add that one, the blades to the server. So
and
this
instead of rows, the data is stored in the form of columns, right?
Yeah, instead of rows, it will be the architecture like it will be columns. It will be stored in the columns. Why? Because when it searches very faster.
Mm-hmm.
If compared to the row label, I will show you this one. Slide is there. Can you see these slides?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Here means like it's a hardware technology, like it is a multi-core architecture, and it's a software is row and column wise. Means compression will be means it is auto compressed. You do not have to in BW. Sometimes the cubes huge cubes data is then you have to compress that one. So it is a compressed comes like that one. You do not have to have these are the some technical. I'm just reading out you for that one. You do not have to just worry. Means if you just go deeper and deeper, then you will understand. Means aggregation is there. Means like already means some aggregates you have to create that one. You do not have to create in the HANA, because why? Because this data is stored in the column was instead of row. In the row, what happened? For example, you have a customer 123. It's like ABC. The customer is having a XYZ item and the country is like that one. So how the traditional I will just see that one if I'm having that slide. Okay. So I'm just coming on that point. In this slide, if you just see that one, why there's a traditional our ERP in the system, what exactly in the application level you're there, there's some database. What used to happen? First, a user runs a transaction. It from the presentation layer, it goes to the application. From the application, it goes to database and do the calculation in the database, and it come back to the application level. So it takes lots of time. What happened in the in-memory computing? This calculation is being done in only the database level, not an application level. So instead of 3-tier, it's just taking in only 2-tier architecture. Okay, this 3-tier uses like so 3-tier architecture, and so where is that?
So currently you're working for HANA?
Yeah, actually I'm working on HANA, and as a migration, I have just completed this migration project.
Usually, how long are the
If you're
projects?
just, pardon?
How long are the projects for BW HANA?
That depends. If the project is a small company and all that, when they have the database around 250 of GB, it's like for the HANA, and their hardware is ready. It's like they have the already vendor. Like you have the Dell, IBM, or you can have that one cloud, AWS. So your hardware is ready and all that one. So for the migration project for 250 GB of data, it takes around three 3 to 5 months depending on that one their availability. It's mostly the basis part is there, and I'm saying about the BW and HANA. And if your functional will be there, then it takes more than 6 months. The functional models are there, like your FI, and you have to migrate on the HANA. Then you have to do the configuration, reconfiguration. You need to there are lots of testing. Uh, yeah. This is something about the columnar data store. Here, if you have an ABCD, these are your customers, and this is a revenue, and this is their currency. Instead of these are in the row, so it will be in the column wise. And for searching means first time if it's in row wise, if a customer just want to search for the customer name C, and he wants to see the what is the customer's revenue, and so the system server, what exactly it just searches for the A, B, C. First it goes from A to means it will search from the customer name, revenue, currency. Again, second row, third row, like that one. Here in the columnar, what exactly it is a C is there, so he will directly uh, go for directly. He will just search like A, B, C. Then here it will go directly for the C column only. So by this one, it's very faster. Like I just claim that one of the proof points, like it is faster 350 time to market. And you were asking about the BI. Actually, BI is a business object which is
Your voice is
it is a report.
fluctuating. Hello?
Yeah, Shrikant. Can
Now
you
I
hear me
can hear
now?
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you were asking about the BI, business intelligence. It's like a business objects, also it is called as a business objects. Why it is having different flavors. It is like for mostly it's a reporting dashboard, Nowadays, if you just see, there are lots of dashboards in every this one systems, and if you just go for any application, dashboards are coming. So this business objects or business intelligence, it contains different tools to represent your data from BW or from the HANA or anything. It is based on mostly HANA is BI intelligence. They are being called as these are your BI. You have the tools like web intelligence, dashboards, crystal reports, and then explorer. So different tools are there which can be is being different like maybe is more flexible just to have the dashboards which can be deployed in the web services dashboards, and it is being used as a it's like Excel based. So it is a little light dashboards. If you want to go for, you can go for these dashboards tool. VB is a little heavy. Crystal for the operational reports. So these are the business intelligence. If you just see that one is the source system can be SAP BW, a third party. Directly ERP you can just have from any systems you can build these. So basically, BI is a tool which generates the different flavors of the dashboards and the reports, and very interactive the display where the management and they will have those some KPIs will be there. Like I just want to see, the manager wants to see best selling, best selling my this one best selling product is there which last month, or who's giving me huge this one revenue customer wise. And so these are the some KPIs are there which is based on that one we create the dashboards for the managerial or CEO level, and it is for easier for them to understand and what is to take a decisions very fast. And if you are deploying that one all your system on HANA is too fast. So whatever the near real time, why I'm saying near real time, because it is not exactly if you're just punching in a sales order in the source system and immediately in seconds you are getting that one. Near real time means at least 5 to 10 minutes it takes to come to the BW reports, and on top of that one it comes to reflect in the your dashboards. Maximum 5 depending on your database size and your the hardware the speed and all. And if you are going for that one for non HANA system, it takes 1 day. Like if you just see in the traditional right now, if a non-HANA database like Oracle DB2s are there, the data coming from the ECC R3 system in the BW, we have to give some process chain, and we have to give it runs only in the night when the users are not using the system. So it
Is there a
overnight.
major difference between SAP BW and BI? It says until 3.5 it was just called BW, and then later it was just named as
Yes.
BI from
Yeah.
version 7.0. So it says it's just the name change, but nothing is different. Is that
Yeah.
true?
No, there is a different. Like in the name, they before they were up to 3.5 to 7.0, they were it called as a BW, and after 7.x, they started calling it as a BI. Then in from 7.3, they started again for the BW, and they
So
instead
it's
of
just a
business.
name.
Pardon?
So it's just the name constantly
Yeah, it's
keeps changing.
because of that one there is still lots of confusion. Like it was in a BW previously used to call as a BI, then it was a BW. Again 7.3 it started with the BW, up to still 7.5 is going on. They still calls it as a BW only. BW 7.5, which is like it's prerequisite 7.5 for the before HANA.
Mm.
BW for HANA, yeah. BW for HANA, it is a pre-secret 7.5 versions. You have to migrate to the 7.0. You have to upgrade that one. Then only you can go for the BW for HANA. So
Mm.
still called as a BW. In the meanwhile, in the 7.x, like you are right, it was called as a BI, business intelligence. But after 7.3, then again named it back to the BW. Still, it is BW. Now they are calling BI to the this business intelligence to the BO, like business objects is a different model. Now they are calling business objects as a business object as a business intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shrikant. So this is. Do you have any other questions?
How long is the course duration?
Uh, no, what exactly? Means I just want to. If you want to go for ACP BW on HANA, or
Yes.
it is a BW plus BI also you want to go, or what exactly, or you just want to go for the only HANA?
So you said HANA is not a module, right? It's a database.
Yeah, HANA is also a model, like HANA Studio, the means your native HANA. For example, like if you do not, if you're not having a BW system in your, means, your, and you're implemented this HANA. In HANA, HANA Studio is there where it's, you can do the modeling on HANA modeling. It's not a BW, it's HANA modeling, and you can have the tables on the HANA tables, and you can create the schemas. On top of that, when you can create the views, like just I do not have the this one this PPT right now with me.
Which
I will
modules
just,
do you teach? SAP
uh,
BW
no, no,
HANA
not
or
pure HANA. It's a native HANA. This is called as a native HANA.
native HANA?
Native
So
HANA is,
it's not BW HANA.
yeah, native HANA is different. BW and HANA is different.
Oh, okay.
And
Mm,
if you know both, then it is a
yeah.
very very good skill, and it is very much demanded in the market. If you know them as BW and HANA, because where the BW and HANA is being used, where the BW is already existing, and it is, they are migrated just. So they just want to have those person who's having a skills in BW and HANA. But many times already, if you are using the, like in HANA, when you migrate it to the HANA, there is a HANA Studio called as. So you have to
Mhm.
work in that, and if BW is also there, so you have to use that one, HANA Studio, for just bringing in all your info cubes, and directly from the HANA Studio you can create your BEX reports directly. You do not have to just log into the BEX designer or analyzer. From directly you can create them from the HANA Studio. That is an added advantage of the, from the, if you're migrating from the to the HANA. All right, but still in HANA Studio, HANA, there is there are lots of tools available. Like you can create this attribute views, analytical views, and calculation views. So these are the views which is being used in the reporting, like if a reporting tool, like business intelligence, I mean to say, there are different tools are there, like Lumira is there, and you have maybe Excel sheets, dashboards, and all, like Tableau, I'm not sure, there's a being HANA is also having that one facility. You can use HANA views. Why, if you're already having a HANA views directly, it is very faster to for the reporting. Ultimately, our target is to show our dashboards and reporting to the end user and our this managers. So
Mhm.
if you know underneath what exactly the tool are there to build your interactive dashboards, so you should be aware of that. When BW is there, very nice. In BW and HANA, you are aware, and above that one, if you know the native HANA, how to model and HANA also, that is a very added advantage. So
Mhm.
you
Hello.
what exactly you want to go. If you not aware of the BW, and if you just want to go for the BW and HANA, then I suggest you to go for the first, at least BW basics. Like you should know before just going to the BW and HANA in advanced version, but you should know what exactly is BW.
Mhm.
And then BW, after just knowing everything in this, like how it is being used, how it is the process chains are there, how to create a custom report on them by using the BEX reports, how can you can schedule that one, and all these. When you know that one, then it is very easier for you to go for understand the BW and HANA. BW and HANA only, there are some changes related with the HANA. What exactly the BW info providers are there, like info cubes, DSOs, what happens to them is are the same, and what exactly means, and after just migrating to the HANA based, what exactly their power and how they are being used, where can be they, so we can take the most advantage of that one being on the HANA. That is BW on HANA. And native HANA is like if you're having different tables, not from the BW, from the ECC also, you can just just bring that one into HANA Studio. You can use them, this ABAP tables, this ECC tables, or any other SQL tables, and on top of that one you can create the views, and those views you can use for the your dashboards and just reporting purpose. This is whatever I explained you, that is for the analytical backgrounds. Means if you just want to go for analytics,
Mm-hmm.
and if your background is SD, like you are interested and you have done the SD, and if you want to go for the SD, then I would suggest you to go for S4 HANA. Then why S4
As
HANA? Because
for
S4,
as for HANA SD.
yeah, S4 HANA, in S4 HANA now SD model is being as called as a simple logistic.
Mm-hmm. So which one would you suggest? Which one has more opportunities?
Both is having good opportunity. Like if you are aware of the SD sales and distribution, and you
Yes.
know the full process, so I would
Yes.
suggest to go for S4 HANA, because S4 HANA is a new implemented, it's a new technology, and the resources are very much, there is scarcity of resources in the market. Even the client, they are not just asking for the SD guys, they are want SD guys worked on the S4 HANA or like simple logistic. Even
Mm-hmm.
FIC, it's a technical model, finance and controlling, and for they just expect,
I was never interested in FICO.
yeah, yeah. So for FICO also, the guys, they are looking for not only for FICO, the guy who's worked on the FICO model of the like simple finance in the S4 HANA, that is they are giving the preferences. So I mean to say, if you're SD, you know functionality, or very like comfortable with the SD, you know everything and all, not everything, but you just aware of that one, you can handle that one. So I would suggest go for the S4 HANA. Because if you're not from the BW background, then first you have to put some time in the BW, understanding the BW, then BW on HANA. Then again, you have to understand what is the HANA, how this being processed, and then again, if your BW on HANA is there, then it is mandatory, or it is like you should know about the business intelligence, like the dashboarding and all that. So at least means 3 models you have to learn. And if you're
Mm-hmm.
already SD, you know that one, then one model is there, S4 HANA, simple logistics. So I would suggest, if you are interested in that one, SD, if you just think that one, go Google it and just see that one. If you're comfortable with the S4 HANA, go for that one. But no, still, if you like to go for the analytics, that is the market in the US, wherever you are. And if you just think that one, in my suggestion, both are hot. S4 HANA technology is hot right now. Whichever is in, you are in the analytics or in the functional, if you are belong to the HANA, then you are in the right direction. So you have to go think, no, that is my, you are interested in, and you just want to go for the analytics. That is the any of any companies there in the US, or any of your colleagues who's in the analytics, they are doing very good package and all. So I would suggest just put some extra hard work and some time, and just slowly just go for BW on HANA, and just to slowly just learn very nicely BW on HANA, analytics, everything, and that is a piece of like in the future. Analytics will be in the future. Like even if you go for the S4 HANA, so there are in S4 HANA, the analytics already inbuilt reports are there, based Fury based reports are there. So that is also business intelligence reports. So it is a uh, predefined, like you do not have to create them in. So whatever the mission, you have to put the figures in that one, transaction in that one, immediately the report will be there in the S4 HANA. But that is a limitation is there still. Those are standard
Mm-hmm.
reports, we cannot have that one. For the customization, again, you will be going to need an expert in the analytics guy, who's good in that one, in HANA as well as in the BI.
Mm-hmm.
So I would suggest just think over it, and both are good. Like if you just want to go for the S4 HANA as per your SD, or you can just, you're still interested in go for the BW on HANA, that will be fine. There are lots of projects, like in whole world, 80% of market of ACP is having. Out of that one, around 40,000 right now is the figure, whose BW systems are there, whose already done, they are doing, or they will be doing the BW on HANA migration. Because BW, if you're having a server in the BW, it is very slow. Like it takes at least 1 day to process the this one. So they are just going for the HANA, so that immediately the reports will be available for the end user. Yeah, Shrikant.
Sure. I actually asked my the person, the consultancy, which one is he exactly asking me to learn?
Oh,
Because I have no clue. Like so many, you just and you're speaking extremely fast. Could you go next time a little slower while talking, like a normal conversation? That way, it is easier to process the information, whatever you're asking,
yeah, yeah.
teaching
When we
me.
will start and all that one, so we will have that because right now because I have given 30 minutes,
You
so
must
I
be in
just
a rush. Oh, okay. You have time limits. Okay, no worries.
no, no, no. I know, Shrikant, I was not having the time limit. In 30 minutes, I thought maybe you are having some engagements. So in 30 minutes, I feel whatever I'm sharing, I just wanted to share more and more. Yeah,
You're awesome. Thank you so much. You're actually really good at explaining stuff. It's just, could you, from my first class on, could you please speak a little
yeah,
slower, like a normal conversation? That way, it should be one-on-one. You ask, I listen, you ask, something like that. That way, the information goes pretty smooth.
sure, sure, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And so I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Sure, Shrikant. It's nice talking to
Thank
you.
you, guys. Thank you so
Okay.
much. You
Okay.
have a great evening. Bye.
Yeah, welcome, man. Take care. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.